Women, the moment you throw yourself into a political race, it's like getting into a war.
The same old gender-based slurs that we faced 30 years ago are still with us.
This man looked at me and said, "This is the Wanjiru Thega you guys were telling me about." And people said, yeah, this is Wanjiru Thega. And they said, and this one I can.
I remember waking up one morning to so many messages of how I'm going to be gang raped.
I've been threatened many times. And people used to wonder, what am I doing with the pili-pilis? I kept them because I asked myself, in this scenario, what else will you do?
There was one time I was campaigning. I was doing my door-to-door, and this guy came and kissed me. In that moment, even your mind is not processing, you're so shocked. And then there are people laughing, and you wonder why people laughing. It's not funny.
I've had things like, you're a prostitute. Any woman who actually joins politics is a prostitute. Or we saw you with this person and that person.
Last year in August, I went for a private award ceremony in Dubai, and the dress that I was wearing had a sleeve that went, I would say, just above my knee. And for 3 days, I was the biggest conversation in WhatsApp groups, in data elevator groups. Say this is very indecent dressing, and say they're showing too much skin as a leader.
At the Tarling Center, my security, now the armed police, they actually come and tell me there are 2 or 3 groups behind us, and I hear as if they are planning to do something to you. So he takes a sweater or something, tells me to throw it over my head. Then he tells me just walk. So we walk directly. There was a live fence closer to the gate, and he pushes me into the live fence. When I'm inside the live fence, I'm hearing them scheme on how they are going to burn my car, strip me down before they beat me up.
Because we are capable, and because we too have also been cleared by the electoral body in Kenya, the IEBC, women are able to do this. All we need to do is convince the electorate that this time is a woman's time.
Where I have been getting my resources to run my campaigns is from friends and family, and people who really believe in your dream.
National government and county governments have to be very deliberate about increasing the numbers of women working within their spaces, meeting the 2,000 gender threshold in all the spaces that matter.
If you don't have a parliament that understands that we are not just fighting about equity, but we are fighting about gender equality and parity than gender equality, then it will be very difficult to transform this country.
We don't feel adequate enough to get there. But I look at myself and say, I'm adequate.
I've learned to be resilient, and I have learned politics is not emotional. Don't keep it in your heart.
The thing is to remain focused, and if there's an obstacle on the way, remove it, kick it, or avoid it, whichever way, but keep going.
In 2020, I would have said, forget it. I'm not going to ask for these things. And I was like, you've done well. You've survived. You're alive.